to you about speaking Spanish in my classroom. And now I'm the one that's being bad because I'm asking you to meet my expectations.
We didn't, but we didn't know that was a policy. You could have reminded us.
I have been talking to you about it since the beginning of school. Every time you talk in Spanish.
You just tell us to stop talking.
Yes,
you don't
but why? Why do you think I do that?
We don't know.
Okay,
we were like,
two reasons. One, it's unfair to other people. You're speaking a language that half the people in the classroom can't speak. So it makes it seem like you guys are talking about them.
So just because we speak Spanish, you're going to automatically think we're talking about someone in the class.
No, and I understand some Spanish. So sometimes I do know what you guys are talking about.
We're never talking about
all
someone.
the time, and I can't pick it up nearly as quickly. But I do know some Spanish. If I tell you not to speak Spanish, there's a reason. I don't have to give you a reason. You're supposed to do it. Now, moving forward, there will be absolutely no Spanish in my classroom.
So this incident occurred at Lutheran High School in Kansas City. Not only were the teacher's actions offensive to viewers, but they were also illegal. So in response to the backlash, the school put out the following statement on Instagram, said the Lutheran High School of Kansas City is aware of a verbal incident that recently occurred between a faculty member and a pair of students at the school. This incident was widely shared on social media, which has elicited a strong response from the community. While we are unable to respond to outside individuals at this time or comment on specific personnel matters out of confidentiality, our response and efforts are focused on hearing, responding to, and supporting all of our current students, staff, and families. Our biblical values at the core of our school mean that our focus will be on the appropriate steps of better understanding one another, seeking repentance and forgiveness for wrongs, and working toward reconciliation.
Yeah.
Great, nice biblical values there. As long as they lead you in a good, positive direction, I have no objection to that, assuming that that is a thing that the school sells itself as and isn't just like some random public school that is, professing its biblical values. But yeah, as far as we can tell from the story, it's not like the girls were responding to the teacher in the middle of class in Spanish. That's not what was happening. They were speaking privately amongst themselves. And the teacher said, not just, stop talking, we're having quiet time, whatever. She said, stop speaking in Spanish. But if it's a private conversation, then who cares? They can say whatever they want. The idea that it was because, you might be talking about other people might feel as though you're talking about them. You can do that in English, When I was in school, we used to babble. There was that language that you do where it's like the boys couldn't understand what you were trying to say. But, that was another language but that was intentionally, I'm trying to say something now about this person and I don't want them to understand. So that was a little bit more insidious, I'll say. Waz, what do you make of this?
Say first and foremost, I don't want to see Candid Karen get fired. Yeah. I think she could learn from this teachable moment. Cause to me, the way that she's saying it feels like it's from a traumatic experience. Like she's having PTSD from the Latin dude that she used to mess with, that used to talk in Spanish and all of that stuff to his peoples, and then ended up leaving her for a Spanish chick. And I think that's what it feels like is happening to the Karen right there, because she's taking this Spanish speaking way too personally, and this projection of, you might be speaking about other people. It's like, no, fam, you just want to be all up in the sauce, and because you don't know, how about this? They got Duolingo, they got all these other things. Go out and learn Spanish yourself, and you can stop crying about it. But I really do think this stems from something from her past, dealing with some Latinos. I'm telling you, man.
She does seem to be taking it very personally. She's like, I speak a little bit of Spanish. And what's funny about, it's funny because there's people speak down or look down on people who speak two languages, even though it's and they try to portray speaking only English as if that's a flex. It's not a flex. These people speak a whole other language. That's something that you can't do, even if you wanted to do it. So they just have to portray themselves as being better than they actually are. They just have to spin it in their own head so they feel better about themselves. And then they're like, I can't do that. So also you don't do it. You can't do it either because I can't. I know a little bit of Spanish though. So like be careful. So I don't know. It's just like a weird story.